which takes us to really the next one. And this third one is interesting because I think this third one is relatively damning to us as a profession. And it's certainly damning to us as our organizations exist. We have not, nor do we, effectively apply lessons from the past. Now, the enemy of the question is always the answer. And you live in a world, you're surrounded actually by people in your organization who are much more aligned to fixing problems than they are to analyzing problems. It's more fun. It's sexier to fix stuff. That's what we do. We're known as people that fix stuff. This ability to not learn from the past is a very interesting and very important challenge for us into the future. And part of what this crisis has taught us is that this isn't necessarily an output problem. We're not learning because our learning systems suck or because we don't have a good place to store information or we don't have a database that's searchable enough to pull up lessons learned. That's not the problem. The problem is more of an input problem. That when we do our learning, our analysis oftentimes does not go deep enough. Now, you know this is the case because you're attending this workshop. So you know that traditionally our learning tools, investigations, critiques, analysis, learning teams, there's lots of learning tools out there. Our learning tools probably stopped too early. And because we stopped too early, we generally fixed the wrong things pretty effectively. So when I say it's not an output problem, I would actually suggest your corrective action programs, your ability to sort of historically learn as an organization is relatively robust and pretty effective. The problem is we're putting the wrong data in. Now, instead of looking down and in to this failure, it's really valuable for us to look up and out from this failure. That is very, very important. And this really sort of warrants its own additional couple hours to talk about. But let me challenge you by saying this. The analyses, what's the plural? Analyses? Am I saying that right? The analyses, there we go, that you do based upon the crisis that you've just gone through, that analysis is best suited to the organization if you can look throughout the system and find places where the system itself lacked capacity or robustness. We're really seeing it in the United States right now. There's a tremendous amount of discussion around policing and race, and it's quite dramatic. If we look at policing and say there are bad apples in the police force, we will get an answer, but we will not come up with systemic improvement.